All right. So people are just starting to come in. So I'll wait a second or two. All right. Hi, everyone coming in. Megan with Ocean Rehab and Fitness and BC Moss, who hosts this, well, ConnecTogether actually, through the Disability Foundation. Thanks for coming back. It's Thursday. Today we're going to work out. We've got a lot planned today. Today we're going to be doing some release work, which we typically start with, but I'm going to be demonstrating with a ball today for some of you that want to do this with a ball. And then we're going to be getting into some pushing and some pulling. Okay, so today's equipment that we need is, well, for the release work, if you want, you can use a small ball. I demonstrate with a lacrosse ball, but this can be quite intense. So I usually get people to start with a tennis ball if they've never really done release work. A tennis ball is really good. Typically, you want it to be around this size. I know some people have asked if they can use a golf ball. That's a little bit too small, a little too hard. So lacrosse ball, tennis ball, something like that. Even some people have like a dog ball that's roughly this size. That would be fine. And then alternatively, I usually show release work without a ball. You can do that as well. So you can use your hands if you want, but today I'm going to be demonstrating with this. Okay, and then we are going to use some light weights today. So I demonstrate with just 2 soup cans. These can be dumbbells, they can be bottles of water, they can be soup cans. Okay, anything that's lightweight. We're going to be using these today for some pulling and or pushing. So I wouldn't take these probably any higher, except maybe Natalia, who's in here today. I probably wouldn't take these higher than like 2 or 3 pounds each. Okay. And alternatively, if you don't have weights like this, you can also just do the movement without weights. That's totally fine. I'm going to leave that up to you. Okay, and then we're also going to be using a lot of equipment today. We're going to be using a band, so something that is kind of on the lighter side. If you have more than one band, I know a lot of you are in the adaptive PT program with me, and we've sent you all bands. So if you have all 4, just have them all out, and then when you see what we're doing, you can decide which one you want to use. Okay. I do just recommend also if you have some compromised grip or any strength not functioning in your hands, you might want to loop the bands like this, at least on one end. Okay. And then you can put it on your wrist or you can do it in your hand. Otherwise, this is also acceptable as well. Just banding it like this. Okay. And then very last but not least is our dowel. So something that's wider than your shoulders, easy to grip, and light. We don't want to have this heavy, so no body bars or anything like that. This can be an umbrella, it can be a dead hockey stick, broomstick, whatever. Okay, and that's the equipment for today. I do see a couple new names in here. So if you are new to this, there is a chat function. And if you'd like to ask questions or make comments, you can do it throughout the workout. And I will look at them once I have a break in movement and I'll try and answer your questions or respond to you as best as I can. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with asking specific things, like specific to you or your abilities. I love being able to help as best as I can, even though I can't see you. So please don't be shy, feel free. And if you even want to ask me something and you don't want everyone else to see it, you have an option at the very bottom and you can just send to me privately. Okay. Okay, that's enough chatting. Let's get to work. So we're going to start sitting nice and tall. If you have a bit of dump in your chair and you want to sit a little bit taller, sometimes it's worth putting something behind your back. So this is really big, but for me, this would be good to sit a little taller. I could just prop it behind my back and then sit nice and tall as I do my exercise instead of slouching back in my chair. Okay, so that's an option for you if you'd like. If you have the core strength to sit away from the back of your chair, I do recommend doing that, at least for as long as you can, without letting the shoulders come forward. Okay, so getting nice and tall in that position, whatever it is you need to do to get there. And we're going to start with our ball. So we're going to have our arm relaxed at our sides. And we're just going to take the palm of our hand and we're going to drive that ball right just into the pec muscle. So just above your chest. Okay, so this is on your chest, but just above, like basically above your nipple line is where this is going to be, and below the collarbone. Okay, so that area. And we are just rolling nice and easy. It's going to give a little bit different feedback with the ball than doing this with your hand. Okay, so just kind of start gentle and then you can start to work your way up if you need more pressure. And this is aiding as a warm up for our movement, getting the separation of the fascia, any tightness or stickiness that we have there from maybe not moving the way we're going to move here in a few minutes. Or maybe we're sore from a workout yesterday. Could be that too. This can help on many levels for many different people. Okay. And we just want to be attentive to our breathing. So no special breathing here, but just making sure we are breathing. Okay, it shouldn't be so intense that we hold our breath. Okay. And then from there, we're going to go into subclavicle. So subclavicle is right below, you can see my ridge here, this collarbone. There's a nice like meaty part right underneath it. And you're just going to kind of gently take the ball along here. Okay. And it can go all the way to the tip of the shoulder. And unlike me, you're going to keep the arm relaxed. There we go. Okay. From there, we're going to take the ball up to our neck, so right at our traps up here. I just like to support my other hand at my elbow, and then I can use a little bit more strength to kind of get into those traps there. Okay, so we want to kind of go where it feels a bit like knotty, or maybe like a guitar string. Maybe it's popping out from under the ball. That's kind of where we want to be. Okay, getting right in there. We're going to do this a little longer. Hey, Neil, you must not be in school this week to join us today. That's awesome. Okay, and then give that a little shake and just give your head a little tip and just see if you can feel any more length like on this side than the other side. It's okay if you don't, but just notice. Okay, and good. You're going to set the ball down just for like a hot second, and then you're going to bring the arm up behind your head. And we're going to do some nice big activation slaps to our side body. So we're trying to reach behind the back, and we'll end up probably getting our hand on the side body here. So you're just going to start doing some nice activation slaps, and we can do it all the way up and down to your like low ribs if possible. And it's not hard. We're just trying to get these muscles, get some sensation going there, get them woken up a little bit. Can help us for all the pulling we're going to be doing. Okay, and then shake that out. Awesome. I can personally feel a nice difference between my left and right pec from doing that because I was really sore. So it's nice to feel that. Okay, so now we're going to do the other side. So you're going to put the ball on your other hand, and we're going to go to the other side and come on in. Hey, welcome to those people that just came late. We're just warming up, so you didn't miss anything. Okay, so nice, easy. And just a reminder for those of you that did come in late, if you don't have a ball like I'm doing right now, it's okay. You can use your hands. Okay. And good. Remember, we're right above the nipple line. So right in between the collarbone and middle of the chest. Okay, making sure we're breathing, nothing fancy, but just making sure that air is going into your body and out, in through the lungs, into the diaphragm, and then out. We don't want to hold our breath here. Okay, and then you're going to make your way up into that subclavicle. So it's just this area right here. And okay, and watch that you don't dig too deep with this one. We don't want to get like tense against it. You won't need, it could be because I'm super sore, but you typically this area you don't need a whole lot. We don't have a lot of like extra fat or muscle right here, so it's pretty sensitive. Smaller muscle group, so we just want to make sure we're being really gentle. Okay. And awesome. Okay, finishing that up. Then we're going to bring that arm right up, hand to the neck, right in that neck there. And I'm just supporting my other elbow. And we're going to dig in to the traps, the upper traps here, as best as we can. Nice rolling forward and back. No worries, Janice. All good. Big class today. It's awesome. And okay, good. And just finishing that up. And then just give yourself a little bit of a test. See if it's feeling a little bit more like this side that we released. Okay. And then we're going to put the ball down. And we're going to do our same release work. So we're coming in. We're actually done with the ball now. Hand goes up. So we're going to do our activation slaps. We're trying to reach around the back, but we'll probably end up getting around the side. That's okay. I like to start up at the armpit, and I like to work my way down. Okay. Trying to get some mobility, some sensation here, some blood flow, helping with our mobility to come. Okay, good. And slowly release that. All right. And now we're going to do a full body roll down. So we're going to start with spinal movements today and then go back to our neck. So we're going to tuck the chin, rounding in the spine, and we're going to do a seated cat-cow. So we round all the way down. I absolutely love this movement to start workouts. And slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Okay, then we're going to bring our hands behind us, shoulder blades in your back pockets. Lift your heart and chest to the ceiling and take a deep breath here. And then we're going to do that again. So we're going to tuck the chin, rounding in the spine all the way down. Nice and easy. Moving nice and slow, especially if this is your first movement practice of the day. Slowly rolling up. Okay. Hands behind you, eyes to the sky, heart to the ceiling. Lift your shoulder blades and then bring them down into your back pockets. And you're going to take a deep breath here. And we're going to do this again. And we tuck that chin, rounding in the spine all the way down. And slowly rolling up. Hands behind you, same thing here. Heart to the ceiling, eyes to the ceiling, shoulder blades, they lift and then retract down and back. Deep breath here. This is a nice position to take that inhale. We've got nice big open lungs. And we're going to all do one more together. And tuck that chin, rounding in the spine, all the way down. Really rounding in that back. Slowly coming up. And last extension, always ending on the extension. Lift. Inhale here and then exhale. Good. And now we're going to do our head. So we're going to go over to one side, rotate, and then you're going to go right to the other side. So we're skipping center today. and over, and over, and over, and over. This is 4 and 3 and 2. And now we're going to tip up, and we're going to go up and center. We're staying through center on this one, and up. Good. And tip and center and tuck. Make sure we're really tucking that chin there. We're not hanging the head. Up and center and tuck and center, and again up and center and tuck. We're going to do one more in each direction, and up and center and tuck. And our last one here. So make sure your chin is tucked back slightly, and we're going to tip to the side and up and tip and up and up. Good. And tip and tip and again. Good. Last 2 here, and 1 and 2. Okay, now we're going to do shoulders, but today we're going to separate them. So we're going to do one shoulder only. So unilateral. Sometimes just doing a separation of the sides is enough challenge for the brain to make it feel brand new. So it's good to play, because we usually do double shoulder rolls. Switching it up today. And going backwards, same arm. Notice how my arm is just dangling. So it's not that we're not doing a big elbow, right? It's just a shoulder, just right here. This is 3, 2, sitting up as tall as you can, 1, and then we go to the other side, other direction, going forward, 1, just that shoulder moving. You should feel that scapula, your shoulder blade gliding along your back. Lots of movement back there. That's what's moving your shoulder, believe it or not. And 7, 8, 9, and then we go backwards, and 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7, this is 8, 9, 10. Now we're going to bring both hands on your shoulders. We're going to do elbows. So now you're reaching with the elbows, and we're going to take a nice big circle, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. Good. 6, 7, 8, 10. We're going to kiss right there, and then take it backwards, 1 and 2. This can also be done one hand at a time if you need to stabilize with your other hand. 7, 8, 9, 10, and then kiss. And now we're going to reach up, 1. I'm leaning on my other arm, so this hand is down, and I'm leaning. I want you to lean, have support there, so we can really open up that side body. Okay, this one we're reaching up to the ceiling. It's not a reach over to the side. We have 2 variations of this we do, so I want to make sure everybody's doing the reach up to the ceiling first. Reach. And reach, nice big stretch. If your neck doesn't feel good looking up like I'm doing, you can just keep looking at the monitor. Okay. Everybody's different, so you have to honor your body. Sometimes it's not worth a crink in the neck just to copy what I'm doing. I wouldn't copy you if it gave me a crink in the neck, so do what's best for you. Okay, and now we're gonna rotate. So we're gonna take that arm, twist. My hips are staying still. I'm rotating. You can see the crinkles in my shirt. I'm rotating through the abdominals, and then we're gonna swipe an imaginary table clean, and then bring it down. And then we're gonna do the other side. Rotate, and then swipe, and then bring it down. Rotate, exhale, and bring it down, and rotate, and sweep, and bring it down. Good. And again, rotate and sweep. And again, rotate and sweep. Couple more here. And rotate and sweep. And again, rotate and sweep. And down. Awesome. One hand at a time. Bring it up for everybody in here doing wrist or hand therapy. Here it is. And 4. And 5. Or my dragon boaters. This is good for you too. 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now you're going to go the other way. 1. Notice how my arm isn't moving. It's just my wrist. 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Other way, other hand, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we're going to go 10, and other way, 1, and 2. Nice, everybody. 3, keep going. 4, might get a little shoulder work here. That's okay. And 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Now we're going to take our hands. It's like we're going to pull something from the ceiling from one corner, and we're going to pull it down and take it down to the opposite side. And then so it's like we're making an X. So then we go to the other side and pull. Up and pull. So we're crossing the center and we're reaching as far as we can. Okay. Tempo is up to you. You don't have to be at my pace. We're just going to keep moving. Last 4 here. Feet are planted into the floor, your foot plates. There's no wiggle parties in the hips when we do this. Everything is solid. Last 2. And up and down. Okay, coming back to the hands, last time. One at a time, we're going to do picking up imaginary sand, squeeze, and then flick. Picking up imaginary sand, squeeze really hard, and then flick the water off. Picking up imaginary sand, squeeze, and then flick the water off. Again, to the best of your ability. We want to use every little intrinsic hand muscle that we have, even if some are maybe asleep. Do your best and flick, other side. And pick up that imaginary sand, let it pour out of your hand, and then flick the water off. Pick up the imaginary sand and flick. Pick it up and flick. Pick it up and big flick. Try and get the water to spray across the room. And flick. Beautiful. Okay, everybody, we are going to get into our first circuit. So grab your dowel to start. Get a sip of water if you need it. And this is just going to be a nice, like easy push-pull superset 2 exercises. Here we go. Okay, so upper body here. We're going to rotate and then push, pull it back, over. Push, pull it back, over. Pull it back, over. Okay, here we go. Starting now. This will be 1, 2, and 3. This will be 15 on each side, which means we're doing 30. Get into that rhythm. Everything is controlled. I don't want to see you throw anything away. This is just nice, easy. It's our first movement where we're actually not just doing body. We're holding something. We have an object with us. We're connecting our left and right side. So really, really just easy movement, controlling, feeling what your body's doing in space, noticing when you're pushing and then when you're pulling. Over halfway. Last 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and down. Good. Okay, grab your band. I'm going to move the camera down slightly so that we can see. There we go. So band around the thighs. This is version 1. Okay, band around the thighs. You can tie it, or if you're lazy like me, or I just want to save time, I'm just going to hold it. It's on the lower thighs. Other hand is on my waist. And we're going to do an abduction, so a push with the legs. Okay, this is version 1. If that doesn't feel good and you're not getting a lot of movement, take the band, have no band, or just take it off. And you can do with free. If that still doesn't feel good, if you're someone with a lot of spasticity in here, go ahead and grab something. And you're going to put it in between your knees. It could be a foam roller, it could be a ball, something like that. And you're going to try and drop it. And then when it drops, we get to pick it up and do it again. Okay? So 3 variations, 20 reps if we can. I'm going to demonstrate 20. You can do what you'd like. Up to 20, we'll say. Okay? Whatever you're working on. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. When you're using, or if you're using the band, we want to make sure you're pulling or pushing those knees open at the same speed and the same distance. So if you have one side that's a little more affected by the disability that you're working with, you may want to just help it a little bit and bring it out with the other side. That's okay. It's not cheating. It's actually just going to help us restore that range of motion in the hip. Okay, and we still want to think of pushing with our muscles here. If we're going to help with our hand, we still need to think as if these muscles are working. We don't want to completely let them go to sleep. Okay, that's got to be 10. So halfway. 5. That's it, everybody. 6. Hopefully we're starting to feel some workout here. 7, 8, 9. Reminder, you don't have to use a band for this. 10. Even some of us might want to use it for the first 10 and then maybe take it off and just try doing free abductions, and that's still just as beneficial. Okay? All right, these are our first 2 exercises, so we're going to do those again. Grabbing your dowel. We don't really need a break because these are 2 totally opposite body parts. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Rotate for 30. Push, pull, rotate, push, push. Getting taller with every rotation, not sinking down, which is what the spine might want to do. Okay, awesome. We're at our last 10 right here. 3, 4. Where are your shoulders? Making sure they're not up at your ears. Friendly reminder. 6, 8, and that's your 10. Awesome. Okay, dowel sets aside. Taking our gaze down back here. Band, no band, something in between the knees. Okay, here we go. This is called the Megan knot, where we just hold it like this. Pretend it's tied. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Open. I'm going to go for 20 again. Do what you can. You can always take a break and do 2 sets of 10, 2 sets of 8. Whatever it is you're working with is what you're going to do today. We're all different. Ooh, and there goes my band. So, good thing I ordered more. Keep going. Maybe I can do it with the shorter one. Keep going, keep going. My thighs are just so strong. I broke it. Just kidding. It was an old band. They all eventually break. But sometimes I can just tell myself it'll make me feel better if I think that I'm really strong and I broke it. Okay, last 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and relax. Awesome. Good. All right. That's at least I can still use this part of the band to demonstrate for today. All right, get a sip of water. We're just doing that twice today. We're going to move on. We're going to do a triple set now, so 3 exercises together. So grab a sip of water, and then we're going to get into it, okay? All right, so we're actually going to start with our cans. We're going to do a version of a row today. We usually, when we do our bent over row, I usually demonstrate it with a band, but today we're going to do dumbbells / weights. So there's going to be a few variations of this, but essentially we want to have something here for some of us, like a pillow. This is a little high, but you want to have like a pillow or something that's better that can prop us up so that we can keep a nice long spine as we do our row. Okay, so something here if we need it. Sometimes if we use a chest strap, it's really helpful to just loosen the chest strap a little bit, and then you can just hang in it, and then you can do your row that way. I find that's really helpful for some people that have higher level injuries. If you have enough trunk function to hold your hinge here, you don't need anything here, and you're just going to take the row. Okay, so the only difference is now we're using these. So coming forward, keep the neck long, and we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades and then bring them back down. Okay, so I'll give you a second to set that up. We're going to start. We are going to be doing, let's do 12 reps today. Okay, we'll stick with 12 because we're going to be doing 3 sets. So here we go, coming down. 3, 2, and 1, squeeze and down, keeping the shoulders back the whole time. We never want to lean and round the shoulders forward like that. We always want to be tall. Okay, so we should be able to feel those shoulder blades squeezing along your back, just like we did in the warm-up today. 8, 9, staying eyes on the floor. 2 more. And down. Awesome. Good. Okay, and now we're actually going to keep the weights in our hands. We're going to come up and we're going to do a push. So we're going to be going push and push. Okay, so this is overhead. So some of us in here aren't doing overhead. So you could try something like this. Karen, see if that works for you. Or Karen, you can do weightless and just do range. That would be fine for you. Otherwise, you can do no weight. If an overhead is fine, but without weight, that's an option. Okay, so there's many options. There's a punch. You can do overhead. You can do overhead without weight. But I just want alternating. Okay, here we go. 12 on each side, so 24. Six. Halfway. Keep that breathing going, nice and tall. This is 4, 3, 2, and that's 1. Awesome. Okay, put the cans aside. We're done with the cans for right now. That was your push. That was your pull, and we're going to add 1 more pull. Double arm banded external shoulder rotations. Palms are up. Elbows are in at the ribs, nice and tall. And we're going to pretend like we're going to break the band and then bring it back in. Okay. This would be a lighter band. We don't want to take your heaviest band for this one. Okay, for 12. If you need that extra, my handle broke off, but you can always do this. If you need, this is a small band now, but you can always wrap it around like this if you need a little extra grip support. Okay. All I ask is that your palms stay up or neutral like this. We just want to avoid this. So here or here. Okay. And that's 12. Awesome. Okay. So that is our first circuit. So bent over row with dumbbells, overhead alternating press, and then our double banded external shoulder rotation. Okay. Uh, all of these are found on the Ocean Insider Club website. For those of you that are club members or you're in the Adaptive PT program, all the things we do today are on there. So you can always go back and look if you need more corrections or any tips. Okay. And we're going to do all this again. So whenever you're ready, grabbing your cans or your weights, whatever it is you're using, your support here if you need it on your lap. Hey, nice long spine. We're trying to keep the back of the neck nice and long. So as we tip forward, we're looking eyes on the floor. Here we go. Deep breath. 3, 2, and 1. For 12. And that's 12. And slowly come on up, keeping the weights if you choose to use them. Bringing elbows in. We can probably see the bottom of the weights here. Here we go, alternating. 3, 2, and 1. Nice, everybody. Keep that breath going. 4 more here, starting here. 4, 3, that's 2, and that's 1, and bring it in. Okay, put those aside. Not too far. We're going to use them again. Grab your band. If you don't have a band, I didn't say this at the beginning. I think most of us have bands, but if you don't have a band, you can either do this with no weight or you can use like yoga pants or stretchy pants. Those work well. Or tights. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Thumbs are either hitchhiking out to the sides or we're here and they're up. Okay, either way. Last 2. And take a little break. Good. Okay, one more round with these 3. I'll give you about 20 seconds, and then we're going to get started on the last round before we move on. If anyone has any comments or questions, now's the time. It's looking pretty quiet out there, which must mean we're all working really hard, which I love. Okay, so we're starting back at our cans. This will be our last time with this circuit. Okay, here we go. So nice and tall, having your support if you need it right at your lap here, something here that you can come forward on. Otherwise, nice long spine using that hinge. Eyes on the floor, back of the neck long. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Last one, breathing. And slowly come up, holding the can still if that's what you're doing. Otherwise, setting them down, getting into your position. You don't have to go overhead. Remember, you can punch. Here we go. 3, 2, 12 alternating. Almost there. This is 4, 3, 2, and that's 1. Awesome. All right. Kansas side. Get your band. Last time here with this external shoulder rotation. Here we go. Thumbs are up or here. Or sorry, out to the sides or here. Elbows in, nice and tall, long torso. 3, 2, and 1. Feel the work in your back body. So it's your shoulder blades doing the work. The arms are just going along for the ride. And this is 11. And this is 12, and rest. Good. Okay, take a little break. We're going to do one last superset of 2 exercises. You will still need your band and the dowel. You're done with your cans, okay? So quick water break, and then we're going to get started holding the band first. Okay, here we go. So we are going to be doing a single arm row, just sitting up tall. There's 2 ways to do this. We can either stabilize with our one hand and row like this. So we're just doing it for ourselves. Okay. Thanks, Janice. Or if you need stability, your hand can be on a table. So let's pretend my knee is a table. You can grab the band and just rest your hand on the countertop, and then you can row. Sorry, I should show this way. And then you can row with the other arm this way. Okay? So if you're able to, and you have enough trunk function to sit up tall, get your hand out here, and then we're rowing a single arm row. Otherwise, your hand is on a table, and you can just press your hand down into the band and do a row that way. Okay? Third option, if you want, if it's easy for you, you can also have your band tied to a door, and you can stabilize hand on your chair and then just do your row that way. Okay? So set yourself up, get ready, whichever version you're going to do. Okay, and we're going to get started. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, 12 on each side. Keeping the neck nice and long. Hand should be in line with your shoulder. We don't want to have it high, okay? And this is 9. And 12. Good. Okay, just a little point that I'm figuring out doing this. Make sure, because when we hold it with our other hand, you might not get the full range. Like you'll see the band when I go to extend my arm, it goes slack. That's okay. I still want you to extend your arm. I want you to pick up that slack on the way back. Okay? So if anyone was wondering that. Here we go. 3, 2, other side, 1. For 12. Last one. And relax. Awesome. Okay, band aside, dowel. Also, I'll give 2 variations because this does have an overhead. So we're going to be doing a kayak to overhead, but it can also be a kayak to push. So 1, 2, up, or 1, 2, push. Okay? Karen, if that push doesn't work for you still, let me know. Okay, everything's nice and smooth. We don't need to be punching. It's not a punch. It's just a nice, smooth, get to the position. Okay, here we go. 12, 3, 2, and 1. That's 1. Awesome. Thanks, Karen. And 3. Four more. 3 and 4. Done. Awesome. Okay, those are your last 2 exercises. We're going to work quick like bunnies to get them done one more time. So a little quick break if you need it. Otherwise, we're setting up for our single arm row again. Either hand on a table, or we're stabilizing using our core, having hand out in front. Let the slack in the band come in like this, and then pull it tight. Okay? Here we go. Last time. 3, 2, and 1. Pull. Sitting up as tall as you possibly can, feeling your feet planted in the floor, heavy hips. Last one on this side. And excellent. Go ahead and switch. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Last time today, everybody. And 3, and 2, and that's 1, and take a break. Awesome. Set the band, well, put the band away if you want. And then we're coming right into our last time with our kayaks with the overhead press or the push out in front. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. And overhead. No punching. It's just nice and smooth. I just want us moving nice and smooth. Halfway here. Drive that dowel down into the water more than I'm doing because I'm on a couch. Hopefully we all have space at our sides. Really drive it down. This is 8. Two more here, everybody. And relax. Awesome. Okay, that concludes our workout today. So thank you all for joining. You are in for a special treat next week. The lovely Natalia is going to be teaching next week. So same place, same time, fresh workout, and we look forward to seeing you then. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Linda. Thanks, Karen.